I've got to give a big thanks to the awesome people over at Shudder for this early exclusive screening of the first 2 episodes of their brand new season, Slasher Ripper, which will be hitting on Shudder and AMC Plus on April 6th with its special 2 episodes premiere. But how are the first 2 episodes? Well, stick around because we're going to talk about this and I'm going to give you guys a spoiler-free review. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this video. Well, yeah, I've got to give a big thank you to Shudder for the early screener. I loved the previous seasons of Slasher that we have got, and I did do a video on the previous season which you can find on the title card, which will be up here somewhere. I'm not too sure whereabouts it will be in the editing process, but yeah, it will be up there if you want to check that out also. But yeah, going into Slasher Ripper, I was wondering if we were going to get a renewal of a 5th season. We did. I found out it's going to show on April 6th, and when I found out I got an early screener, I was over the moon. If you are unfamiliar with what Slasher is, what it's all around, essentially it is a horror TV series which is an anthology story with each season being different. So if you are a newbie here to Slasher, you don't have to have seen every other season to watch this one. This one is its standalone story. What we normally do see from Slasher is we'll have a cast that do mainly return each season, but they'll play a different character. So you may see like little Easter eggs, maybe in like a background in some particular scenes from previous seasons, but that's kind of about it in terms of references. Now, in terms of the cast who we have at play here, we have on board Salvatore Antonio, Lisa Berry, Claire McConnell, Tom Allison, Daniel Cash, Sadie LaFlemme Snow, Eric McCormack. Now, Eric McCormack is probably one of the bigger names in here, who is from Will and Grace. So definitely a cool cast. The acting all around is really good here. But before we get into that, I also do need a reference that the creator is Aaron Martin, who is also a co-writer with Ian Carpenter. The director is Adam McDonald. And I've also got to give a big props and shout out to Jessica Mary Clayton, who is the costume designer. Because essentially the plot of Slasher Ripper focuses on Basil Garvey, a charismatic tycoon whose success is only rivaled by his ruthlessness as he oversees a city on the cusp of a new century and a social uproar that will see its streets run in red with blood. And the killer here, design we've got, is a character called the Widow. So yeah, going into Slasher Ripper, what did I think of the first 2 episodes? Well, going completely spree and kind of giving you out no context, these were pretty cool episodes. I liked the inclusion of the costume design, as I mentioned before, with Jessica Mary Clayton, that helps you sell you on this premise that this is going into the late 19th century and is focusing on around this kind of period piece setting. Definitely with the costumes, it helps you buy into that aspect. The cinematography is beautiful. Some really nice wide shots here are used also, and you can definitely tell that this season has had the expense of Shudder, and Shudder's definitely taken more care to provide a cool looking series so far. I definitely am intrigued every time they do a story in the Slasher anthology TV series and which timepiece and which aspect they're going to go to, and this one is absolutely no different. However, I will say, if you like blood, gore and practical effects, then you're definitely in for a treat, because the Slasher series is known absolutely for that, and this is absolutely no different. The kills here are gruesome, they are bloody and they're gory, and if that's right up your alley, then strap in, get your seatbelt on, because you're gonna need it, because as this series goes on, you're going to get more gruesome deaths and you're going to wait for the Widow to strike and to pounce, and that is exactly what the character does. What's also really cool about this series, however, it is kind of like a guess who's done it murder mystery, so to say, and you're wondering, right, well, okay, well, who is the killer? Who's going around and doing all of these despicable acts? That is one of the fun parts of the show, and that of course gets revealed as the series goes on. Now, a new episode of Slasher Ripper will premiere every Thursday, so definitely tune in to stick to that, and I hope you guys do enjoy the first 2 episodes. In terms of positives, the acting is good all around. I'm interested in the time piece that they're going with and how they're going to expand on this and where it's going to eventually lead up to, especially with some things that are hinted at in early episodes here. And what you also tend to find is there might be a couple of like subplots going on that will ultimately falter into the full plot and build up our eventual story. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where it's going to go. The design of the Widow itself is pretty cool. I was definitely on board, especially when I saw a poster. I was like, awesome. Definitely loving the costume design here. If I've got any negatives with the first 2 episodes, I would have liked for the second episode to expand a little bit longer, because it was on for 44 minutes. The first episode's on for 50, so there's a big 6-minute difference there, which I think could have been used to kind of develop our characters a little bit further, because in the first episode, we get all of our cast presented in like scene to scene to scene to scene, and you're like, okay, well, who's this one? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Kind of thing. And I feel like there's maybe a couple of characters introduced in the first episode where it was a little bit too much. I would have liked it spread out between the first 2 episodes. I can understand why they've done it, but then the cool thing is with the second episode, it expands a little bit more on those characters and the events of the first episode, where it delivers more of what's going to happen towards the end of the season. But I would have liked the second episode to have been a little bit longer to expand on all these characters that we were introduced to. However, will you be checking out Slasher Ripper on April 6th, which will premiere with a 2-episode special? Or is this not your kind of thing? Let me know down below in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on these episodes, or if you're excited to see it. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button down below so I can see you again on a future video. I do have a Patreon, which you can join by clicking the link down below. It is only £2 per month. You can get access to early videos, and you can also request movies for me to review. So yeah, all that information is down below in the description box. And also, I'd like to give a big special thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help support the channel, and all of them have YouTube channels, which I will put their names down below in the description box. Go subscribe to them and go show them some love. And until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.